Tan ngato dinge zalapatela chingo tishe kideore dinge poldela ne ngato chin se sabase grava lo se sabaji ne jonji lo re lo mati te ngosuyore ne di tune ni ta lor koro zomba pote ndo duji ne ngote shi sumares.
So beginning from last Wednesday night, so which was the auspicious day of the Buddha's turning of the wheel of dharmas. So we begin this new teaching topic of the teachings on LamRim, based on the LamRim text called the quick path to omniscient, practical guide for the stages of the path to enlightenment. And so we last week, so we talked about briefly about the author of this LamRim text, the quick path.
제장하더니 당아주 딘딘도 있지네. temba chonde ndego ni chingo tombo kwa tize ani dejik chingo ti korwa de sonza ni ngazo kazo ti atani mala ani tipe cheji kide za ani dandi diga shonju lo re ni lo mati ti shonju se bi jeji tine ani demba shi tine ma nu chi ngo de doji jewres ta tritne mentane ma do is.
So we will continue tonight from where we left last times, and so in the last teaching, so as introductions to this my teaching on this the LamRim, the quick path. So and also because we the day we started these teachings falls on that Buddha's turning of the wheel of Dharma. So I started to give you a bit of brief as an introduction of this teaching on this LamRim, and also relating to this the title of this LamRim text. So which has the full titles, which goes like the joyful path, a practical guide for the stages of the path to enlightenment. So we started to talk about this word, the meaning of the word enlightenment, which is in Tibetan is Changchup, and then how from this then we begin to give a sort of kind of brief explanation of the Four Noble Truths.
That day on it, then be a chingo to Mokwatsi, any deji chisumbere, the candidates sumbersena, and then dunga shipa shas, Nick Njupua shas, Ningupangi the sha, long gomba shas, ne tomatri chisune, ne tomani dunga la sanshine, dunga zone. Dunga wa imba ni moshi pate ni kechi mo isun shares dunga shipa sha sidizal.
So the first the turning of the wheel of Dharma, so which was the with which the Lord Buddha gave discourse on the Four Noble Truths. And the Buddha, the way the Buddha taught the Four Noble Truths is that he taught the first truth, the truth of suffering as something that we need to recognize, that we need to know. And then the second noble truth, which is noble truth of the cause to the sufferings, cause of suffering, so which is which is something which we need to eliminate, to abandon, and then the third, the noble truth of the cessations of the suffering. So this is something which we need to actualize, need to attain, and then finally the fourth noble truth, which is the truth of the path to cessations, which is something which we need to meditate on.
제장아 네 둥아 시바샤 시티 개침고 임바 가르스나 네 둥아 마시나 동보 네 둥아 덴바텔라 둥하와 임바 마시나 아니 덴바시마는 너 르바지던 유터요 말레스.
So there is as the Buddha said, the first of the four noble truths, he taught the first noble truth, which is the truth of suffering first, and which he taught in a way that it is something that which we must recognize, we must understand, and so therefore it is we have to understand that how important it is for us to actually to recognize that the truth of suffering as sufferings. So because without recognizing that, then without understanding the truth of sufferings as sufferings, then we won't understand the next three truths.
지장 아니 동보 둥아 덴바테니 아니 둥하와 임바 야보 징원테소나 아니 드디텔라니 둥하와 임바 원테소나 아니 메 원테게 텔라니 텔라 만데네 데 본데지로 니 로제메 발레 준데고 하레스.
So it is the natural that how after we recognize the truth of suffering as something something miserable, something painful, something undesirable. When we recognize that, then this would naturally, then we will have a thought, we will have a wish to eliminate it, wish to getting rid of that.
지자니 야보지 원테소나 아니 둥하 내가 걸어 둥하데 아니 본데 이글로시오 마세 아니 디 둥하데 용이 그 지젤라 제도 제파니 본데 지로시 침보시고 그래서.
So not only we would have a desire or a wish to be free from sufferings, when we or upon understanding or upon recognizing the sufferings, but as well as or we would have the wish or the desire to be free ourselves or from the causes of the suffering as well.
제정안에 배낭아서 멤버 개판하고 지나 아니 멤버 되거니 내대 모시사소네 내대 지지에 가는 것도 또 제소네 아니 지지에도 제대로 봐 매와서 지금 다시 되고 와서와 멤버 다가서 지지만 오지나 내저 같이 내대 마치 저선하네 드는 거 여선에 내대기들이 리니도 되노지레스와
So if we take an example of like a good doctor, then who will not only explain to the patient about the nature of the seriousness about the nature of the illness and the consequences of the illness, but will also explain the causes of the illness and also on top of that, also give the diagnosis or to, the remedy for that to overcoming that. So that's if that you have a good doctors, but otherwise if the doctor is not good enough, then can only won't be giving the full giving the showing us the remedy to to eliminate the illness.
Chito ngazo masente no la ni cha shawa ina ni dunga se disala zote ni chua dunga na uchi dunga chi dunga ni pepena lichin na chanda oda ni je chokola sopalan dunga na mato she dunga tsu yo mares.
So talking about these truth of sufferings, now it is not just referring to the suffering that we know of in the world, like something which we painful and something which is conditioned by certain things which brings a lot of brings us sufferings. But so there is when we understanding the truth of the nature as a suffering is much more than that. So there are so many different the types or the layers of the sufferings that we undergo. So there's also we can understand even the aging is not just the illness or sickness, but even the aging is also sufferings, and likewise the not able to get what we wanted, to fulfill our desire, is also sufferings, and likewise it is also suffering when we are not, when we are faced with something which is undesirable, something which we do not want, when we confronting such situation, an undesirable situation, that is also really a form of sufferings.
Ani tamatela ani ta ngazu lenye ongshi ngazu supunda woteres ro ngat lenye ongshi ngazu supunde de ye shinchela ta del chewa le shinchela ni ta gond shepe ni ta dungala supatoje nyune imbate ni shi de ke chimburi se tingot shigo resro.
And then furthermore, then we have to also recognize that even the taking rebirth in a form of life of which is resulted from the karma, and the clashes or the mental afflictions, is that form of the being subject to that form of life itself is a sufferings, is in the nature of sufferings, and just to understanding that how the if we are born in such the rebirth which result from karma and mental afflictions, then this the sufferings, experiencing suffering is then almost like is unavoidable. And then all these the sufferings that we experience, so which we have to understand that this all has a cause and conditions. The suffering doesn't arise just by itself, without any cause or the conditions. So therefore, we have to think of, we have to understand, we have to ask, we have to think of what is the cause of the sufferings. So if the sufferings, they result from the causes and conditions, and so therefore this, and which we must really recognize, and then we need to, after that, then we need to investigate whether it's possible to change or to alter those causes and conditions or not, and so all this, to understand this whole lot, to understand the sufferings and its causes, and to understand whether this cause can be eliminated or not. So understand all this. So we need to. This is why we need to study Dharma. So through through our knowledge of Dharma, then we would come to understand about all these causes and conditions, whether some external or the internal causes and conditions that are responsible for all the unwanted or the undesirable things that happens eventuate in our life, or those causes, there are causes and conditions which, because of our inability to find or to gather those causes and conditions, that we are not able to get what we wanted, to all the things that we wanted. So therefore we in our studying dharmas. So not only, of course, we don't just live to the point of just understanding all those, gaining the understanding of all these, these causes and conditions of what we wanted and what we do not want, but also we must also then really take a very proactive actions, even mentally and also by the physical. We need to take actions, in terms of then to engaging in the creating the causes for those things that we wanted, and to avoid, to eliminate things that we want to, which we do not want. Also.
당이 노치네 시에가 노치 제거에 된걸 동아 용어도 엉이 두볼라서 그 지지와 니니와 등이가 아니 노치 제거요 말에 sembachi 보지 아니 디파라텔은 고데다 등이 고네 지지 배셔 사야 등이 제거요래 돼 이네요 콜시보 공데 때 가르레세네 아니 가실 등이 시행이 용어도 왔어
So of course the many of us might be even actually assuming that we are not only we are studying Dharma and also we are trying to put the Dharma into practice, such as we're trying to put the practice of this the bodhicitta mind, of the loving kindness, compassions, and trying to we might be thinking that we're trying to do the right things by Dharma, and then have you ever we would still face in our life, we still face some hardships, certain difficulties, and then we sometimes then it might think that we look at some other peoples. There are some other people that we know of and who actually don't believe in Dharma, and they totally yet there seems to be having a very good life, with the plenty of joy and happiness, and even sometimes we notice that those people are, instead of practicing Dharma, they are actually doing on the contrary. They are really engaged in various, wrong actions and very, like cheating other peoples, lying to others, and so forth, and so when we think of this, then sometimes it might be we might ask this. It might occur to ourselves, what's happening here? What's wrong? Is my practice that I'm doing, is it really working or not?
tani sunsa ta zo ne tanga zo yune she pi ne ta jinje chin no jote ne ya poji ne juda koda ma the ore serwa ne dine she bi ne jinje ga no jote ya poji koda te so na ne tani so lo ti shi ga ma res
so therefore if this happens to us, then we really have to probably we need to have to look deeper into our understanding or our knowledge of the dharmas, and I think it's particularly our knowledge, our understanding of the law of cause and effect, and so therefore it's if we feel that that our practice is not working, and whereas we feel that there are others who even though they're doing on the contrary to Dharma, and yet they seems to have happiness. So if we have such a conflict in our mind, so this is really the indication that there is something that we our understanding of the law of the cause and effect is not quite right.
제장라네 소소로 둥하고네 제텔라 전라문라 지어서와 베나네 저거는 너무 저 생이나들이다. 아니 근디 저 생이나들이다. 아니 녀래 저 생네. 네 렌지 현재에서는 드리거네 저리 라문라 뭐지 요데레서와.
So for examples, when we talk about the causes and conditions, or for example, the causes and condition of the the sufferings that which we do not want, then there are different types of causes and conditions, such as we can talk about the like a substantial cause, and then there is like like a ripening, or ripening cause, causes, and then the cooperative causes, and then there's also another cause called like a omnipresent causes, and then there's another one called like a concomitant causes. So there are the things, the suffering that we do not want, so do not arise from just a one type of cause, but rather there's we find that there are so many different type of causes as well.
제장아 제텔라니 문다와 몸보지요 이자 아니 대노지 텔라테네 슈인제우테 솔아요 아니 지 단다 제테노지가니 너무 진제워 진짜 진제워 시오 시빈제워 세네니 몸보지가 요레스로.
So just as there are when we talk about the causes, so there are so many there are different types of the causes we can recognize. So likewise there are, because there are different types of causes, so there are also different types of result that we can understand, such as we can talk about in terms of the result. So there are some results which they are called as the ripening result, and then there's some other result which called as what's it called? What the result similar to its cause, or the concordant result which is concordant to the cause, and then the result of the activity of being, and so forth.
다다 저강아니 어저 로주 셰발라된 하고 그야 지레스로 너무 지절라된 저우 컨디션 주근도 아니 녀레 지절라된 저우 컨디션 주근도 아니 렌지신 저거 지절라된 저우 컨디션 주근도 아니 저강아니 로주 셰발라된 하고서나 아니 소소 다등 당기시에 대해서 면도 그러와.
So we find here now, when we hear about all these words of which to relates to the different types of causes. So now, if we ask this question, do we know about all these the different types of causes? Like, for example, what does mean by like a ripening causes? What does that mean? What sort of and what sort of result this produce? And then talking about substantial causes, what does that mean? And then likewise the cooperative causes. So there are all these, when you think about it, so there are we will see how then there's a lot of area of the causes and condition, cause and the effect, which we don't know about.
제잔도나 당아서 대화도 등아 세지대 제도 젤라데 내용게 이자 인다 등아 뉴런로와도 대화 모른로와데요 네 소소소 다시그 레카 시쇼라데 내용거스자 대인자니 다 롤랭이데오니 다 디그 롤레라니 마노와지라 네 소소소게라 로주체네 네 대제소미 론 시차비주기데라 대제 다시그다 로주 년도고 레스로 마노웨 로주시.
and then so we have to find out or learn about all this, for example, the causes and conditions, and about the nature of sufferings and so forth, and then when we are learning these things, it's also important to make sure that what we are learning, what we are finding about is all correct. It's a correct informations, reliable informations. That's also very important, and then so we can see how we can see the benefits of of developing learning, developing knowledge, in terms of what we should do in our life, what practice we should do in our life, and so otherwise if we lack the knowledge, if we lack enough knowledge about what to practice, or what to do, then we will be then we won't be able to make the right choice in terms of our practice, or we will be simply be confused, or be ignorant about what is the right difference between right and the wrong actions. So in here, so we don't necessarily have to talk about the future, future life, and even if we talk in terms of our the current life, and even in our the everyday life situation. So it's really important that we we have enough knowledge about enough knowledge, and then to the importance of then the following up this our knowledge with the actions.
제장아 맞다 페네가 샤와지 가르 제요나 샤와티 녀라니 디녀란다 그런 좀 봐지도 니스바 로레카비 그 많이 아니 녀로 그래 스페나가지 소신데베 그 대시에서나 될 초피 초파지다 아니 초파티 끊는 로레카와지 로고도 아테노지레스로.
So in short, so we can note, we can notice that how, whatever actions that we undertake, there's always the two stages. So the first stage is, if you like, is the stage of thinking about, or stage of the motivations, and then the next step is actually the implementation or the of the practice. So these are the associated with any action that we do in our life. So even like to if you talk of something to trying to obtain some desirable things, doing some action to obtain that desirable things. So prior to that, so we had a thought process, where we would have a wish, desire, or the intention to have that.
dunga demba to kunju demba ni dinre chi ba chi su jo re srwa de za nga dunga demba te kunju demba ni ju se ne te sungu yo re de za tri kunju demba te yo 다시 또 녀물라 소바 뭐요리데 이나 조조데나 아니 다 단즈 데레데요 그래서와 단즈 말이 파데.
So just going back to this topic of the Four Noble Truths. So now I think we mentioned that in the preceding in the last week teaching. So that first noble first two truth of the Four Noble Truths, so which really indicates the cause and effect of the cause and effect of the dependent arising in terms of sufferings, and then the causes of the sufferings, and then speaking about the causes of suffering. Of course, there are in terms of the various mental afflictions. So there are so many, but the root cause so is the self-graspings.
아니 다 디고라니 고데싱이 다 컨디셔널 고데싱이어서나 아니 다 등하시 그저 돈자도 대초라 소발라니 녀보테네 아니 배 녀보테네 비 거딩이지라 아니 거딩이 아니 페나네 정고스나 저우테고 저다 마리바도 대초라 소파코스나 저우 네 디긴 저우다 아니 등하라 소파 로지파 고온동에 같으니 지라니 고데시 거레스.
And then the third noble truth, which is the truth of cessations. So that is the cessation of sufferings. And so now upon the attainment of these, that's the truth of the cessation of sufferings. Then we have we no longer then will experience sufferings, and it is because the way we achieve that the truth of cessation is by applying the remedy, or by eliminating the causes of the suffering by applying the remedies or the antidote, and so therefore it is like the truth of cessations is really the result of the after the total eliminations of the sufferings from the very root causes.
다 대응다 구대에서는 구세디살anga 조피 파쇼와데 둥가데 로지 신로와데 마임바 아니 쪼알라테네 파 거빠지라니 구세네 드니 시가요 레스로와 네 쪼아 시비고네 된다 파 거네 디긴데워 네 딩을레 타비가 타와라 수발라네 연구바요 세가요 레스.
So relating to this the term the truth of cessations. So the cessation, which in Tibetan words, so there's a word called we call it gokden, means a truth of cessation. So the gok, so which is translated as a cessation or cease, and so these cessations, the state of cessation doesn't simply happen by like a prevention of or simply pacifying the sufferings, but rather this cessation happened resulted through one's own, through the force of one's own, like a effort, and to the power or to the force of one's own enthusiastic, effort, and so it is through that this state of cessation, so which through which so we the overcome or eliminate the sufferings, causes of the sufferings, through the exertion of the enthusiasm or the effort.
dunga shi shi jela tene le du nyemu ma se ni she ge yore le nye nyu nu ne ta zo de nyemu re ta den gu ta zo gu re de ta chu pa ma ko wa che ru ga jo na ko ra ngi pe yo ma do ma che ne chogo yo ma de za zo wa la tene ta nyemu gu gu ye na ta 다시 가는 데 때는 gu gu se ge na
and with regards to the truth of the cause of suffering, so the causes are mainly two. That's the karma and mental afflictions, and then but of the two, then really the mental affliction is the main ones that to eliminate. And so as said before, so here we need to eliminate or to cease these the mental afflictions through our own effort, and then to give a result or of the state of cessations. So therefore how how we can what is the method to remedy or to counteract this the mental afflictions.
Penanga zo chawe reja ge ni nga da de la ni zhongwei reja de de ni jo go wa je za da ma zo zhongwei reja yuwa la mbe che che ge na ni de ni mbe che che wa na ni chawe ge roji de reja de churo no go wa ma ji de churo ro zhongwa de ka sen pe wa na chawa de churo ro go wa de je che ka ri se na ni kuning ga da ye bi de ne kuning ga wa yi bi che la de ne ji churo ro ge de ji churo ro go ya re den oji ne danzi churo ro go ya na di ga da ji ma zo ge se ji zo wa shi ne xie chu go re se
so to overcome or to eliminate the cause, so we need to, so the remedy must be something which is counter force to that cause, for it is like to the how the the cold and the hot can are two counter forces to each others. So because of that the increase of the one force, like if there's a more increase in the cold, then this can have the effect of decreasing the heat, and or vice versa, when there's an increase, if the heat increases, then it has a effect of decreasing the force of cold. So in same way, so in here, if we talk about now counteracting the root cause of all the mental afflictions, also which is the as said before, is the self-graspings, and so therefore to counteract that, the direct we need to find the direct opposite to that is the selflessness, the view of selflessness, wisdom of selflessness. So it's kind of direct wisdom of selflessness, and this self-grasping, all the conception of a self. So these two are directly, counteracting each other's.
Penanga chiga dedu momboji ne zo suzipo de tundewa ye za ni lipote la ta se mo chowa ta ni dewo yumala ta chen jipa sit junge de sures na nga jipa tonon ta wajina chopa ti ge chu juba ta wada ya zipo de le ne shinge na wada tani ge chuna ni dongwa la so bi ge pha chenge ge zo da waji ge ni tani chopa do dongani chopan decho decho yero decho ti ga tang aso ti choe nol ta dewo do tache mombo gogro de chapati chi junge so na bona sita ane ya chi zpol ne shinge na tani dongwa shino ne dongwa ti ga na pa chenge go so na bona ji ane lo nungu lo chapa do dongwa ni la ji chi la tani yung sing go ma resro wa kuning ga dare de res
so see another like the example of the two opposing forces, so can be like a desire and a hatred. So these two are the opposite, directly opposite each others. So if we talk in terms of one single object, we cannot. If we desire for that object, then we cannot at the same time we cannot have that the hatred or the the animal like a dislike towards that objects, and also if you look at that the effect of these two forces, like if you on the one hand desire, when we have a desire, then that effect of that is to then we want it with the desire, then whatever object that we our desire is directed towards, so we wanted that bring that object, we wanted that closer to us, we wanted that object for us, and whereas when we have a hatred, then with the hatred, then that the object is something which we if we have a hatred, then we do not want, we want to be distant ourselves from that object. So see how these two are directly opposite each other.
시동다 ngazo tindi ge chopa de dongwa de ngazo zbol de ne gyunko yewa zu yebi zonda waji na ji tonggo yorde ine ya ane chope ge chi dudu chale dawa shedong de ane shunlu ji de go res chopa koro shunlu ji lo ji inza ane ki ge chi de tong de one shunlu ta shu chlu ne de go res karis chope kanis ta go res ne chopa de no to iza 아니 바 자샹간다고 지 덴바이나 타티칼피 자샤 자세지 라포르토네 바 따샤고 그래서 데마 미비네셀 데마 메와시 따샤고 그래서 디자키 도도테로 미비네셀 메와시 데디고 그래서 다로
so the fact that this, like the desire, when you think of desire, has the effect of bringing things towards us, and then whereas the hatred has the effect of the avoiding or of getting rid of certain things, right? And so therefore, on the basis of that, when we think of our own life, of course, there are certain things that we wanted, and whereas there are others we do not want. This is our is a human nature, and so in this so in this situation, it seems like that both the desire and the hatred are something which are actually is important for us, to so that with the desire would help us to obtain what we wanted, to things that we wanted in our life. whereas the hatred will help us to getting rid of, to avoid doing the things that we want to get rid of, or to avoid, as if so the both are very, seems like both are very essential for us. But however, if you look closer then to these two mental afflictions, then we can understand the both are really not positives, not a positive, not a constructives. Because, for example, the desire, it's even though it seems like something very positive in the sense that it is as an emotion or as a feeling, it will help us to get the things that we wanted, But however, when we look at, if you look closer to that, then it is actually desire is like a afflicted, or is with some sort of extreme, the way of thinking, because it is not the way with the desire. So whatever things that we perceive, the object, we will perceive that object as being very exaggerated and extreme, falling into the one extreme of seeing that object as more truthful than that object it is, or more beautiful than it is.
Then I saw a Gunkola super sit up a share go or the inner chope, Kidosona, chopping it, Shuni Chino in Masse, the tea, Nipinese, Montongi Lochi. Nay, Shuli, that did delude Shuli draw, Delatene, Nodam was in the chorus.
So we do wanted the thing that we we wanted, but however, if we trying to if we have a desire, reason why we wanted that thing is if it is that because due to the force of the desire, then we have to understand, we can see that there's a projection because of the desire, that there is a bit of over, like exaggeration or the projection of that onto the object as being as being desirables, and so therefore even if we we gain that objects, but because of our desire, that then this can even after getting that object, then this can be a cause to bring a lot of problems.
Chechang azote shombada tsewa singete ne jinsedo gipasono tungala tine ne yudashe ne shewa jinda yudashe ne teyo ne noche chula tene ne she ji choye za ne di wongi gele ka shejona ta ne ra gond she ta tenjo de la sopa meba shulu je mai ba ni yungo res di chope ongi tesono chopa do she don la sopa ne yuda la sopa do jinse la sopa meba ne ngongi ge she dengi ji tene ji lo ji de res ra
So in our the experience, so when we think of if you take into account of like such emotion like desire and the hatred, so these are in our experience is almost like they arise almost habitually, almost like it's intuitively, they arise whenever we see something which is attractive, we just immediately there's a desire for that object, or when there's some certain things which are unpleasant, so there's without any there's immediately the intuitive response is a hatred, and so really there is no, if you think about it, is the desire and the hatred. So there is no reasonings behind that. It's just an emotion that which we arise for no reasons, and so whereas on the other hand, if we think of so that's why there's the desire and the hatred is really we call it has the influence of delusions. It has the misconceptions of the objects with regard to the objects. Whereas on the other hand, when we think of the cultivating loving kindness and compassions, then how it doesn't simply arise, but rather we have to through training our mind, and then there arises, and so this involves to the exerting effort then this the love and compassion arises, and then also there is the love and compassions. So it's not simply a feeling that simply arises within us, but also it has the support of the. It's not a blind, feeling. So rather, it is the feeling with wisdoms, with the support of the wisdom knowledge.
Tenojinga zo dome to be shera da ne donze ne yung ani chawa do tuma no ji ga ne gada chode gi yore sarwa den gada chode yore te yani to lo chi la ne jinse sono to kondi tamba ina ne demba ye wa shu chere ro gore ji shi te la ne sheto kombe on ki shu chimbo ye na yo jinse sono to ne pa che wa she na ne ko shu che ji ga tsala shi chu ma ando dengi ga tandi ji lo ni chaw res.
So we've said that there is, with regard to the such a emotion, our emotion like desire and hatred, there is no, it is not backed by any, like a solid reasoning mind. So whereas on the other hand, the feeling of there's love and compassions. So even because since they do not arise intuitively, but mostly it depends on our effort, but they are backed by the reason, backed by the reason, and backed by the wisdom knowledge, and so in same way when if we look into the compare this self-grasping or this conception of a self on one hand, and then that is the through which we just whatever object that we perceive, so we see it has some sort of the self, we identify, we perceive that object as having some sort of self which is exists truly or independently. And whereas on the other hand, so you can have the wisdom of the view of selflessness. So these two there, and then how this self-grasping, it's just it's very much innate in us. It can arise without effortlessly. It's just it is always there. Whenever any objects comes to our mind, that conception arises. So whereas on the other hand, the wisdom of selflessness, so it can only we need to, it doesn't arise, it is not arise, or it's not there by itself, or rather we have to make it arise through making effort, and then through making effort, then we can make it stronger. And as we said before, so since these two, self-grasping and the wisdom of selflessness, these two are, directly, two direct, opposing forces. So the increase of the one force will, have the decrease the other one. So he would remedy the other one. So they kill kind of each others, and so with regard to the view of selflessness, so it is backed by reason. So that is, if we think on that, more we apply the reason for the how through that we perceive, to understand the. If we investigate, do the things exist as this perceived by the wisdom of selflessness, then as we investigate, we can see more and more reason, or it will make more and more sense to us. Whereas on the other hand, these self-graspings, so it has no backup of the reason. So as we examine and investigate, then we can understand it cannot support itself. It cannot withstand the reasons.
제장안에 찌를 진짜에 봐도 찌를 진짜 매비다. 근데 이거 소노야 보도네. 네 매제신에 건디된 바이나. 네 진짜에 빌로데 슈체르시네. 네 타네 진짜 매빌로데 거네 비 대고 비고 네 구바지 토트게 봐네. 네 갈래 통고 됐어와. 구방에티야. 당 구방에티에 센터서 맞더와.
So since the wisdom of selflessness is something which is valid in the sense that it gives the true indication of how the way the things exist, and so therefore more we develop this knowledge, and then this would have an effect, counter effect on these self-graspings to lose its the mode of its apprehension of its objects, and then it says that as this wisdom increase, then eventually the self-grasping will totally lose its mode of its apprehension of its objects, and then to the point that then it will we can when this the wisdom become very strong, wisdom of selflessness become very strong, then the we can completely pacify it, or eliminate these self-graspings, and this is what. So when we talk about the truth of the cessations, then we're talking about the total the eliminations, the complete elimination of these self-graspings, which is a root cause of this of sufferings, and so we can see how we achieve that, and the truth of cessations. So is through fully developing the wisdom of emptiness or selflessness.
That interview ta samba ngupi demba teone ta ti jwani lodela tene togores lode singe tene tuninges tupi lojire de yores ro ni pine chela pichijet ye dingi tungi lojire de isa tela tene ni danzamla pune ni godela supa toko yores ta tela tene.
Okay, so we went through this the discussion of how the we can achieve, we can actualize these truth of cessations. Truth of cessations, when upon the eliminations or the complete, pacification of the all the suffering, the truth of suffering from its root, and so now to show how we can to actualize this truth of cessation, then the next is to the fourth noble truth, which is the noble truth of the path to cessations. So here, the truth of path is particularly referring to the direct realization of emptiness or the selflessness. So which is really the path or the realizations that directly counteract the self-grasping or the conceptions of herself. So we now, in the first turning of the wheel of Dharma, so the Buddha taught the two rounds of the cause and effect. So the first round of cause and effects, which concerning the sufferings and the cause of sufferings, and then the second round of the discourse on the cause of effect, which concerning the truth of the cessations and the path, the truth of the path to which leading to the truth of cessations.
Da dikal ne sono tomaina tetsi loju chewaina tetsi ni nomad jagan rewu telani nomad jalatene rewu te kande injungdu ane ta lenji shenje da ane nyeleji jalatene kande sinjungdu nyeleji jesengetene kande jungdu ane tetsi cheche tane yago yares ba.
So in this talk, we touch on these few different types of causes. So, like such as we come across this type of cause called the ripening cause, and then there are substantial causes, and then there's cooperative causes, and so it's important. So if you could have a bit of thought on to find out the meaning of what each of those causes mean, and and then how each cause, each of these types of cause then produces a different types of result. So we leave it here tonight. Thank you.